Hey guys, it's me, Miss C, and today we're talking about quadratics, minimums, and maximums. So we're going to learn how to identify when a vertex is a minimum or maximum. Okay, so vertexes, if you remember in the bell ringer, we talked about it, and I had you guys go ahead and define words yesterday. The vertex is the very bottom or the very top of a parabola. Okay, so the very bottom of the very top, what I just filled in those points. So a vertex is either a minimum or a maximum. It's one or the other. Okay, and so we're going to talk about how to identify when a vertex is a minimum or a maximum. So we have a minimum, which means that's the smallest answer it can be. Okay, when we have a concave up parabola. So that's the answer to one of your questions. When we have a concave up, and concave up is just a fancy way of saying that it opens upwards, okay? That is when we have a minimum. We have a maximum when it is the highest number that quadratic could be, and that's when a parabola is concave down. So that means that our parabola is open downwards, okay? So we're going to go through a couple examples here together. The first example, and I'm sorry it's a little blurry, I'll go ahead and write over top of them. We have this right here. Would this be concave up or concave down? This is concave up because it opens upwards, which means that we are going to have a minimum. Okay? Parabola 2. We have this one. Is it concave up or concave down? Right, concave down. So since it's concave down, it's going to be a right maximum. Okay? So that's as simple as it is. If we have the graph, it is a minimum if it's at the very bottom, and it's a maximum if it's at the very top. And we call these two graphs concave up and concave down. Okay? All right, look at parabola 3. Is this going to be a minimum or a maximum? Right, minimum. All right, the next graph, parabola 4. Is this concave up or down? Right, down. And if it's down, that means that our vertex is going to be a right maximum. And then for the last example here, is this concave up or concave down? Right, up. And if it's concave up, do we have a minimum or a maximum? Right, it's a minimum. Okay, cool. So we went through the examples. We're just going to briefly go back to these notes. We have a minimum when we have concave up, and we have a maximum when we have concave down. All right, so minimum, concave up, maximum, concave down. And then go ahead after this, go to your independent practice and identify of those photos, when would you have a minimum and when would you have a maximum?